Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've missed you so much. I feel like I've not done like a proper sit down video in a while, so it's good to be back. I hope you missed me because I did. Anyway, hi, my name is Ladyvee. I'm a makeup artist and YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you for stopping by today. You're welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, one love. It's good to have you again today. So today's video, straight to the point, I'm just going to be doing an updated foundation tutorial. So basically, I know many people have issues with applying foundation seamlessly. I know there are a lot of people that will be like, what's this person doing differently? Why is it that this person's foundation sits so perfectly and all that? So I'm going to be showing you basically the foundation highlighting contour routine that I follow or that I use, and see that it's actually easy for you. I know this is December period, the slay must go on, so I'm going to just do that. And then if that's what you'll be interested in, and I'm sure it's what you'll be interested in, stay tuned. I'll be right back. The first thing I'm going to be using is my moisturizer, and the moisturizer I'll be using today is the Embryolise moisturizer. This moisturizer is the truth. So I'm just going to take the quantity and apply on my face, mostly under my eye. Wait for it to dry, just to ensure that my face is ready to receive any form of powder, and then my face is not cracking and all that. So once this is dry, I'm going to go ahead to apply my face primer, and I'll be using Pond's primer. So I'm just going to apply this. This is Pond's primer. I'm sure most of you are familiar with it, and I'm just going to apply it on my T-zones. Please pardon my nails, I'm going through. Anyway, I'm going to apply this on my T-zones. So another thing is, so once you've done that, try to avoid putting any form of what they call primer under your eye, because you've already hydrated it, and usually a lot of product is going to go under this place. So to avoid it from caking, it's better to not just prime that area. So, and if you're still someone that sweats a lot and all that, if you've used your primer, you can also go ahead to use a setting powder on your face before you then apply your foundation. So once I've done this, I'll then go ahead to start my foundation. Foundation I'll be using today, I'll be using two foundations. That's this L'Oreal foundation Evo Match. They are both L'Oreal foundations, but in colors C6 and C7. Then if I'm feeling it's a bit too light, I'll then add a little of this V Beauty foundation, and this shade is Ebony. I think this is the darkest shade. It's a very good foundation, especially for contouring. So I'm going to take that and mix them together, and then I'll show you the result now. Okay, so I've gone ahead to mix the two foundation shades. Sorry, this is how it looks. It's just I put a pump of the Ladyvee dark foundation just to make it a bit blended to my face, because most of the time I always have to mix foundations to get the perfect shade. Okay, so then I'm going to take a flat brush. This is something like this, and then I'm going to use it to apply the foundation first. Because I've noticed that the Beauty Blender applies it better and doesn't take all your foundation. Instead of that, I just use this flat brush to spread it all over my face, and then I go in with the Beauty Blender. Okay, so once I've done this, I then take my setting spray. The setting spray, that's this Kiss Beauty setting spray. I'll spray it all over my face to ease the blending process. Okay, and I'll take this Beauty Blender and then go in and blend. Yeah, just tapping it gradually. And then to your neck area, definitely, so it's not looking like you're wearing a mask. Once you've done this again, you go in with the setting spray again and spray it again, and do this process again. This just allows it to sit in and stay also. For those dark spots, mostly the best thing to do is use a concealer first before going over with the foundation. You can use either a concealer or an orange corrector. So the next process is to take your contour. So to contour, I'll be using this Ladyvee foundation, and like I mentioned earlier, it's in the shade Ebony. So I'm just going to take a pump. This is how it looks, and then I'm going to take another flat brush. I'm just going to use something small like this to apply it from my ear. I think I should remove this earring so that I can see properly. Okay. Now that that's gone, so I'll take my concealer, see, from my ear, from top of my ear, my contour color rather, down to my face, like this. My ears to my face, like that too. And my head this way. And then that same beauty blender, I'll just use the other side that I've not used for my, that I didn't use for my foundation, and blend it in. So same process, just tapping it in so it can enter into my skin. If you are very light skin, you don't need to use this particular shade. You can get a lighter shade so it's not too dark. And so I use foundation, it's much better for me because it's easier to blend in the concealer. Let's talk about this hair. Look at that. See edges. Can your edges ever? Fun fact, I just use these braids, and yet, not to brag, Sha. Not to brag. Hair goes. I know you may be tempted to say, oh, this thing is not dark enough. Bear in mind that you're still going to use a lighter shade of concealer, and it's still going to make this place darker, so don't be tempted to add anything darker. The next thing we're going to do now is to apply our cream blush. Depending on you though, if you don't like to use blush, but blush just gives color to your skin, so it makes it much more better for you to use blush. And I use cream blush because it sits into your skin also. It doesn't just look like you're blending it to make it look like it came with your foundation, came with your concealer, so it just looks natural, you know, before you then go ahead to just apply the powder blush. So I'm using this Ladyvee lip palette. It has like red and pink, so I'm just going to take a little both red and pink. That's this shade and this shade together. Hope you can see it, and just apply on my face like that. So that same part of the contour is what I'll use to blend. Like that. Just blending it into that contoured part. Once you are done blending that, you go into your highlighter. So for highlighter, I'll be using the LA Pro concealers to conceal my T-zones. This is how the LA Pro concealer looks, and I'll be using the shades Cool Tan and Coffee. So I just apply some on my hand and let it sit in a bit before I apply it on my face. You know, I mentioned that I'm using two different shades of concealer. I'll take the lighter shade, that's the Cool Tan. The Cool Tan is the lighter shade. I'll still use that same brush that I used for my what's it called, foundation. I'll just take that. I'll first apply the lighter shades in the inner corner of the under eye. So this is the area that I want to really pop. So I'm going to apply that there. Okay, before I then go on with the darker shade, so for the darker shade, I'm going to apply it on the other. So I'm going to apply here also. I allowed it sitting so it can get a bit thicker. LA Pro concealer tends to be a bit watery, so me leaving it for a bit is just to make it thicker so the coverage can be fuller. Voila! Okay, Okay, then we start blending. We'll start from this part first, and what we're going to do is we'll blend the outer part before we blend the inner part, so we can blend it into it. You know, the inner part is a bit lighter than the outer part, so it doesn't look weird. Another thing we'll do is that we'll look for a clean slate. That's wonder, we'll not use this wonder to blend it out so it's seamless, so there are no, you don't see any lines and all that. Okay, watch me, just see what I do. So, I'm blending this out. Take the under to blend it together. The same, continue that way. So you have to ensure that you blend this thing as fast as possible because it can just dry. And we'll do the same for the bottom. You must be very patient when you're blending, so it don't look like a scarecrow. If it's not blended properly, the whole entire makeup will just look very weird. And we'll go to this place, we start from the outer part also. Don't forget you're pressing in, you're not dragging, you're pressing in because you want it to enter into your skin. If you're feeling it's a bit dry, you can just use your setting spray to spray on your beauty blender and then use it to blend. So you just take a little, spray on it, and then keep blending with it. Mine is looking very good, it's looking very cute, looking well blended. Look at her, look at my face. 7 faces. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the highlighted areas, and I'm just going to take my translucent powder, that same Mercier powder. I'm just going to use this powder and just take a fluffy brush. I'm just going to take it and apply it in the highlighted area, on the highlighted area, sorry. I'm not pressing it or anything, you're just basically just putting it on it. Okay, after you've done this, you just go ahead to take your powder and just powder your entire face first. I'll just take some of this V Beauty powder, just a little, and I'll be using the shade Caramel, Cream Caramel, to just apply all over my face. But this smell lines, so I'm just going to take my beauty blender. I'll put my tongue out like this. I'll take setting powder. Now I'll do the other side. When I'm blending, I'll blend everything together. And then go ahead to use my powder contour, a brush, like an angle brush, this kind of brush. I'll take the darker shade of the powder. I'm just going to be using this maroon shade, depending, you don't need to go for anything, or even this dark chocolate, so I can mix these two shades together. I hope you can see that, these two shades together, and then I will apply it on the areas that are already contoured. So I'll go ahead and dust off this also, the excess setting powder or this I used earlier, just nothing much. Okay, so the white cast is not on it. And after that, I'll go ahead to take a dry beauty blender, and then I'll go in with this sweet honey shade of powder. It's really good, this particular shade, sweet honey, and then I'll mix it with that cream caramel I used earlier on, but it's going to be mostly the sweet honey. Or I'll mix it with Bianca. Bianca is the lighter shade. I want to use it to what's the word now, to set my face. I'm not going to go in with so much setting powder. I'm going to use this as a setting powder. So this is what I'll be doing. I'm not going to apply any directly under my eye anymore. I'm just going to put it a bit under and press it into my skin. has that yellow tone, so it works very much as a setting powder. And I'll do a reverse contour just a little. Then I'm going to go ahead to contour my nails. I'm going to take a fluffy brush. I'll just take a very dark shade. I'll use the maroon on this palette to apply first on the upper part of the nose. That's from here. This is how you go. You go from here. Because you want that part to be dark. And you go for the lighter shade for the remaining part of the nose. Gradually. Your nose is not wobble. Then we can now go ahead to clean off everything on the face. Not clean off, just blend it. So you blend the entire face. So you just take the shade of powder and blend everything together. Whatever you do, there must not be lines. Everything must come together. So you blend until you can blend no more. When you're done with this, you then go ahead to just do the remaining part of your look, the brows. Another thing you can do also is if you want, it's not compulsory though, you can also include your, maybe when you want to draw your brows and you don't want to leave prints or you don't want fallouts to stain your look, just go ahead to take your setting powder, a little of the setting powder. Let me show you that. So that I'll be using the Sacha Buttercup this time around. So I'm just going to take it with the same dry beauty blender, and then I'm just going to apply it in the area that's just under, a little bit under my eye, just here, you know. So fallouts, you can catch all the fallouts on my eyeshadow. So basically it, and then you can go ahead to do other stuff. Okay. I'll just do the remaining part of the makeup, brows, the eyeshadow, and then I'll be right back. So guys, I'm back. I went ahead to do every other thing, my lashes, my lip gloss, my lipstick, every other thing. And so this is the finished look. I hope it was something that you learned from. I hope it's something that you can actually put into practice. I'd really love to see results of this tutorial on everyone. It's going to be so exciting. Just try it. I'm sure it's something that after a few days or after a few practices, you'll be very used to and very comfortable with. So feel free to tag me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram handle somewhere above, and then you can just follow me on Instagram and send me videos on your trials. So thank you so much for stopping by today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Most importantly, subscribe. It's the end of the year. The biggest gift you all can give is to get to more subscribers. Anyways, that aside, thank you so much again for stopping by. Have a nice day. See you guys next week. Bye bye.